So currently it's iPhone 15 season, but out of nowhere we have this huge iPhone SE4 report detailing everything about the phone. So let's delve into these very exciting changes. Now for those not aware, there's been a lot of back and forth regarding the release of the SE4, and leakers clearly just can't make their mind up on what exactly is going to happen, because Jon Prosser first told us the SE4 would release in early 2024 with a design based on the XR, but then Quo randomly comes out of nowhere and said, scrap that, that's not going to be the case. Apple's actually blessing us with the iPhone 14 design and also Apple's first in-house modem. Now this was properly exciting, guys, and got me tingling because the iPhone 14 actually looks like a somewhat modern device, so this design for the SE at a decent price would be insane value, guys. And by the way, would like to remind you guys, like this video and subscribe for more content like this, it would be appreciated. And now thankfully we have Unknowns21, another credible source, corroborating with what Quo told us and giving us further juicy details. So first of all, they doubled down on Quo's statement that yes, it should be based on the iPhone 14, and I'm so ready for a design that doesn't look like it's from the Stone Ages. I know some might say, no way Apple's gonna be this generous, but if you think about it, this does make sense. The iPhone 14 chassis has officially become old. Now I say old in quotations because, let's be honest, the iPhone 15s don't look drastically different, but they did technically introduce a new design with the ever so slightly rounder corners and dynamic island across the range, so yes, this iPhone 14 based SE will visually look worse in comparison, which is what Apple wants. Now for those worrying that the ultra sharp edges of the iPhone 14 chassis are gonna dig into your hands, honestly, you don't have to worry about that because the aluminium flat sides are nowhere near as uncomfortable in the hands as the stainless steel Pro models, and so I'm happy with this design on the whole, guys. Of course, I was rooting for the mini size to become the new SE, but Apple crushed those dreams by killing the 13 mini, and considering only 5 people in the world bought the mini phones in the first place, it does make sense why they're sticking with the popular 6.1 inch size. Anyways, the news about the SE4 just keeps getting better because we also initially heard there was a chance this would not have Face ID and Apple was going to give us a Touch ID power button instead, which would have been very stupid to be honest because there's a bloody notch here, and so without Face ID, that ginormous notch just houses nothing except the camera, which would be incredibly dumb. Thankfully, Unknowns21 says Face ID is indeed coming to the SE4, and it makes sense because, for one, Face ID is not some new bleeding edge tech the SE shouldn't get. It's been out for 6 bloody years at this point, so surely Apple can now bring this down to the cheapest iPhone, but also Apple's lazy and usually does not re-engineer the SE a whole lot when they're reusing a design. I know there's some cool concepts out there that look stunning, but let's be honest, guys, Mr. Tim Cook's just gonna go through the parts bin, and whatever he finds in there is gonna be the SE4, so yes, this will be 99% identical to the iPhone 14. I say 99% because, of course, there has to be something slightly different that makes the SE stand out as a new iPhone. Take, for example, the iPhone 8 and the SE2. These are very similar looking phones, but the SE is the only one with the Apple logo in the middle, so that was enough of a visual difference for this to stand out as a new device. So they're doing the same thing here where the SE4 is going to get some slight modifications that are borrowed from newer iPhones. And the first change will of course be USB Type-C. Now to be honest, I don't think Apple's giving us this because they want to suddenly be generous. It's because the EU is breathing down their neck and is forcing them to include this on all their devices. And so yes, without a question, the SE4 is also getting this. Unknowns21 also says the action button is coming to the SE4, and I know what you're thinking, oh my god, how is the SE4 getting this when the regular iPhone 15 hasn't got one? Well, here's the thing, I don't think this SE is releasing anytime soon. Because yes, if it was to release in early 2024, I don't think it makes sense that this gets a feature more expensive iPhones don't have. So the fact it's getting an action button is evidence it's going to be releasing in early 2025 instead. Remember, the regular iPhone 16 by then should also get the action button, and also the iPhone 14 this time next year is going to drop to $599, and so I can see the SE4 directly replacing that in the range, because I'm sure there's going to be a price increase for all these new features. There is no chance this is going to stay at $439. And by the way, Unknowns21 once again says it should have OLED, and there's evidence of this already because suppliers have begun fighting it out for panel orders, and obviously this being the cheap iPhone, it's going to be using BOE and Tianama displays instead of Samsung's high quality panels, but hopefully there's not that much of a difference. The final change with the SE4 according to Unknowns12 is a single camera on the back with a flash similar to the current iPhone SE. Now of course, since we currently don't have a 6.1 inch iPhone with a single lens on the back, this will be the slight design change Apple brings to the SE4 to make it a brand new device. Apparently Apple's developed at least 5 different designs for the camera module. How many different designs can there be of a camera? But anyways, the two main designs they're considering are a camera and flash within a single oblong shaped camera module on the back, and another design similar to the current iPhone SE. Now I'm guessing they're going to go with the latter because that's a boring choice. That's also probably going to be easier to manufacture, but I'll be honest guys, I don't care which design Apple chooses, because I'm not going to be staring at the back of the phone. What gets me more tingly is the fact this source seems to be suggesting the single lens on the SE4 could be 48 megapixels, similar to the iPhone 15. Now this, guys, would be an absolute game changer because, as I recently mentioned when using the iPhone 15, the 2x crop with the main sensor is so good, it does make up for the lack of a telephoto lens on those phones, and the ultra-wide in the first place is not that great, so yes, I'm totally fine with one fantastic large sensor on the back of the device. This could be the big upgrade with this phone. Finally, we hear once again that Apple's plan is to introduce their first in-house modem with the SE4. Now, the original plan was for this to debut with iPhone 16, but now they've realized that making modems is not very easy, and so before giving it to their flagships, it's better they first test the waters with the cheap iPhone, and once it's perfected, they can introduce it to higher end devices. And this has been supported by the fact Number1 recently said we should see Apple's first in-house modems in 2025, which of course is when we should see the SE4 release. And also Number2, Qualcomm recently issued a press release stating they would still be providing smartphone modems for the iPhone till 2026, so I'm assuming the highest end iPhones are going to still be using Qualcomm modems for the next few years. Of course, to save their reputation, Unknowns21 does emphasize that it is still early days for iPhone SE4 and things could change, but so far guys, I'm excited. Even for sub $600, the specs here sound very solid, and especially compared to how much of a disappointment the SE3 was, I'm hoping this new model does meet our expectations. Anyways, let me know your thoughts in the comments, make sure to like and subscribe for more content like this, and thank you for watching.